You can wait a few minutes.
There you go.
Yours.
Yeah. Super.
And you can end it just by.
See you later. Welcome everybody. For those who are already here trying the stream, my name is Albert, for those who perhaps haven't crossed me at class before. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of a yoga tone, a vinyasa flow, where we are going to target our spine. We're going to try to engage our core and also all the muscles of the upper back to give ourselves a little bit more space for our posture and to strengthen a little bit more our body. So hopefully you have space at home. Make sure that you have a comfy space, a good yoga mat, and also that everything that can possibly break is out of the way. And for this practice, the only thing you might need is a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, you can also grab yourself a stack of books, or maybe even have a water bottle next to you in case you need to have a little support for your balance. So we are going to get ready to start. You can choose to sit yourself onto your heels, or maybe you want to place that block, place it between your sit bones, maybe stay a little bit more comfy here, or always finding a comfortable cross-legged position. If you feel that any of those hurts you at any point, you can always start seated onto a chair and give yourself a little bit more space. We're going to start by closing the eyes and taking a moment to connect to the body. A moment to observe, how did you wake up today? And start to connect with your breath. Notice if your inhales are perhaps longer than the exhales, or the other way around. Feel the movement, if perhaps there is more expansion through the belly or more expansion through the chest. With every exhale, notice how the body can ground a little bit deeper. And by doing so, you might feel your sit bones sinking a little bit more towards the ground. Notice if they are equally balanced or if you are falling towards one side or the other. And all together, we're gonna bring one hand to the chest and one hand to the belly. And taking a moment to feel the warmth of your hands and to feel the connection of your breath. Notice with the inhales if you can expand the abdomen towards your lower hand and keep expanding the chest towards the upper hand. With the exhales, allowing the upper hand to soften first and the lower hand. For a few rounds here, see if yourself can engage and expand a little bit more your breath. Perhaps with that image of a string going from the sit bones to the crown of the head and lifting you even higher, lengthening further towards the sky. One last breath. And visualizing the beautiful smile. Smile to yourself for taking this moment to practice. Smile to your body. And all together, opening the eyes. Inhaling, reaching the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, interlace the fingers and press the palms towards the front. Round a tiny bit your spine. Inhaling, coming all the way back up to the center. Expand your chest, your armpits. Exhaling, tuck the tailbone, press the belly in, the hands come towards the front. 2 more times, inhaling, opening up. Exhaling, squeeze the navel, press the belly in. Inhaling, coming back to the center, and slowly from here, lower the left hand down to the mat, reaching with the right fingers towards the side. And take a moment to check if there is any tension to the sides of your rib cage. Maybe you want to look up and down with your neck. Notice if there is any place that you need to be more careful today. And inhaling, coming back to the center, lowering the right hand down, reach with the left fingers towards the side. And take a moment here to explore if there is perhaps any difference between the right and the left side of the body. Notice your shoulders, your neck, and with the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center, reaching with both arms up. Our last little stretch, bringing the right hand towards the left knee and the left hand back. Try not to fall backwards, but keep lengthening from the sit bone to the crown of the head. With every exhale, engaging the abdomen, squeezing a little bit further in, looking towards the side. One more breath. And looking a little bit further back. Inhaling, coming all the way back up to the center, reach the arms up. One last, bringing the left hand towards the right knee, the right hand back. And take a moment here, notice your collarbones, if you can perhaps open a little bit more the front of your chest. And on the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center and giving ourselves a little impulse, passing onto the hands and knees. If you have a block underneath, move it to the side. I'm going to come to a tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. I'm taking a moment here to let the belly drop down. Inhaling, look up for a big cow. And exhaling, tuck the tailbone and press the shoulders towards the sky for a big cat. Let the belly drop gently, opening the chest, looking up for a big cow. Exhaling, tuck the tailbone, feel the journey of all your bones of the spine for a big cat. One last time, inhaling up. And exhaling, tuck the tailbone, press the belly in for a big cat. Coming back to the center, reaching with the left heel back and up. And try not to open your hips, keep the toes pointing down towards the mat. If you feel very comfortable, reaching with the right hand out, but make sure that your head doesn't lift, trying to reach from the crown of your head. Taking a deep inhale here, and on the exhale, squeeze the left Knee towards your right elbow. Inhaling, opening out. And exhaling, squeeze the knee towards your elbow. One more time, inhaling out. And exhaling, squeeze the knee towards the elbow. Inhaling, pressing out. And slowly lower the hand and knee going to the other side, reaching with the right foot back and up. Try to keep the weight equally balanced between your hands as well. Reaching with the left hand out. Taking a deep inhale. And exhaling, squeeze the knee towards the elbow. Inhaling, pressing out, don't touch your spine, really engage your belly. And exhaling, squeeze the knee towards the elbow. One last time, inhaling out. And exhaling, squeeze the knee towards the elbow. Inhaling, pressing out. And slowly lower the hand and knee. From here, tug your toes. Gently bring the sit bones back and up for a downward facing dog. And take a moment here to walk a little bit side to side. Maybe today you want to give yourself a little bit more space. If you feel that there is too much tension on your shoulders, maybe adapt as well your hands. And slowly start walking the feet towards the hands, one bit at a time. Placing the toes behind your wrists. Bend your knees, stay hold at the opposite elbows. Relax your head. And maybe you want to swing a little bit side to side. Give your body a little bit more space. Feel how gravity lengthens the spine. And slowly from here, releasing the arms and slowly building up the spine one bone at a time. Coming all the way back to stand, rotate the shoulders. You're going to meet to the front of the mat, big toes together, heels a little bit apart. Give your shoulders space, your neck space. And all together, inhaling, reaching the arms up for the first sun salutation. Exhaling, slowly fold forward. If you need, bend the knees. Inhaling, lengthen the spine, maybe hands to your shins. And exhaling, step or jump back, chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. Low cobra or upward dog, your own choice today. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Taking 3 long breaths, see if you can ground your feet. With every exhale, trying to press deeper with your hands, reaching the seas. One more breath. And slowly inhaling, bend the knees between the hands, step or jump to the front. And exhaling, fold forward. Inhale, reaching all the way up towards the sky. Exhaling, Samasthiti, going for another round. Inhaling, lifting the arms up. Exhaling, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhaling, lengthen the spine, shoulders away from the ears. Back, chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. Low cobra or upward dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Taking 3 long breaths. And see if you can rotate the forearms towards the front. That's going to help you to press a little bit further in with your hands. Engage all your fingertips. On your next inhale, bend the knees between the hands, step or jump to the front. And exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, reaching all the way up towards the sky. And exhaling, Samasthiti, hands in front of the heart. Interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the sky. And then here, see if you can lift a little bit more, shoulders towards the ears. And bring the weight towards your toes, trying to lift the heels up. And in this posture, trying to squeeze the heels towards each other, really engaging all the sides of the rib cage, all the abdomen. One more breath. And slowly lowering the heels down, preparing to the front of the mat. Bend the knees, start the tailbone, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhaling, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, step or jump back, chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. Low cobra up, your own choice. Exhaling, downward facing dog. From here, step your right foot between the hands. The left knee is going down to the mat. Inhaling, lifting the arms up. And exhaling, bring the hands onto the right knee and make sure that the right knee is above your ankle. Press with the hands towards the thigh. Give yourself space to the front of the body. And exhaling, rolling the shoulders and let your weight simply sink. 2 more breaths. Deep inhale. And exhale a little bit further down. 1 last time. And a little bit further down. Inhaling, reaching the arms up towards the sky. And exhaling, bring the left hand to the front and the right hand to the back. Inhaling, coming back to the center. See if you can follow your back hand. Exhale, the left hand to the front, the right hand to the back. 1 more. Inhale, center, keep your hips stable. And exhaling, looking back. Inhale, center. And slowly bring the hands down to the mat. Step back to plank. Take a deep inhale in this plank. And exhaling, lower the knees, lower the chest, all the body down to the mat. On top of your toes, rotate the shoulders. Inhaling, lifting the chest for a low cobra. In this low cobra, make sure that your feet are really pressing into the mat. Your glutes are engaged and rotating a little bit more the shoulder blade. Squeeze the elbows towards your rib cage. 1 more breath. And with control, slowly lowering down from here, top of your toes. Inhaling, pressing back. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Taking a deep inhale and deep exhale between your sides. And we're going to prepare to go to the left. On the next inhale, step the left foot between the hands, lowering the right knee down to the mat. Reaching with the arms up first, trying to bring the shoulders above your hips, and slowly bring the hand onto your left knee. Make sure that the left knee is above your left ankle. Pressing to the front, give space to your abdomen. And with the exhale, slowly surrender your shoulders, let your body drop. 1 more. And a little bit further down. Inhaling, reaching the arms up towards the sky. And exhaling, bring the right hand to the front, the left one to the back. Inhaling back to the center. And exhaling, squeeze from the center of your body, reaching further. 1 more time. Inhale, center. And exhaling, further back. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, bring the hands down to the mat. Step back to plank. Take a deep inhale in this plank. And exhale, lower the knees, lower the chest and the chin. Rotate the shoulders 1 more time on top of your toes, lifting up. And if you feel that the first cobra was very easy, maybe you want to squeeze the elbows more and lift the hands off the mat. When you lift the hands, try not to fall forward with your elbows. Really reaching further back, lengthening from the crown of the head. 1 more breath. And slowly lowering down top of your toes, inhaling, pressing back, and exhaling, downward facing dog. Taking 1 deep inhale, and 1 deep exhale. Gently start walking the feet towards the hands, 1 bit at a time. Placing the toes behind the wrist 1 more time. Let the right hand be down to the mat, bend your right knee. And reaching with the left hand all the way up towards the sky. Check your neck here. And some of you might want to go a little bit deeper. Maybe you want to make a circle with your left arm. Just making sure that your neck is not struggling. And carefully changing sides. Lower the left hand down. Bend the left knee, lengthen your right leg. And open the right arm up towards the side. Maybe here, or maybe you want to make a circle to explore. Notice the tension to the back of the hips. 1 more breath. And slowly lowering the right hand down. From here, bend the knees. And gently start building up the spine 1 bone at a time. Making sure that your belly is engaged, reaching up higher. And going to the front of the mat, going for a longer sequence. Bend the knees, tuck the tailbone, Utkatasana, chair pose, deep inhale, Exhaling, fold forward, Uttanasana. In lengthening the spine. And exhaling, step or jump back, Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog, opening your collarbones. And exhaling, downward facing dog. From here, step the right foot between the hands. This time, the left heel stays up, staying lengthening the back knee, reaching the arms up for a high lunge. If you feel that your hip is pressing onto the crease of the hip, then move the right foot a little bit more to the side to have a little bit more space. Trying to keep the right knee above your ankle, reaching up high. All together, taking a deep inhale, lengthening all the way up, press with your right foot. And exhaling, lower down, so you can press with the left heel out. Inhaling, center. And exhaling, slowly down. One more time, inhaling up, strengthening those legs. And exhaling out. From here, bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, rotate the shoulders. You might choose to stay here, or maybe you want to go further and fold forward for a humble lunge. Staying here, trying to look towards the back heel, and make sure that your shoulders are equally balanced. You don't want to fall to the sides, but really give yourself the space. One more breath. On the next inhale, engage your core, coming all the way back up to the center for a last push. Exhaling, bring the hands down to the mat, step back to plank. Deep inhale in this plank. And exhale, lower Chaturanga, elbows next to the ribs. Inhaling, upward dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Taking 3 long breaths. And make sure that you take your space. If you need, bend a little bit the knees, one side to the other. And going to the left. On the next inhale, step the left foot between the hands. This time the right knee stays up, taking on the right toes. Inhaling, lifting high. And here making sure the shoulders are above the hips, that you have space between your ears and your shoulders. Inhaling, lifting all the way up. And exhaling, slowly lower, focusing to a point in front of you. Inhaling, center. And exhaling, lower. One last time, inhaling up. And exhaling, lower. Bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Rotate the shoulders to open up your chest. And exhaling, fold forward for a humble lunge. In this humble lunge, maybe you want to reach further, looking back towards your right heel. And keep breathing, give space to your body. On the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center, keeping control. Exhaling, bring the hands down to the mat, step back to plank. Deep inhale in this plank. And exhaling, lower Chaturanga. Inhaling up. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Taking one deep inhale. And one deep exhale. We're going to go even further. So inhaling, setting the right foot between the hands. This time the left foot goes down, parallel to the short side of the mat. Press with the whole foot. Inhaling, reaching up for Warrior 2. In this Warrior 2, you feel that your right knee is falling way past the right foot. Walk it a little bit further, but making sure that your knee is above your ankle. Open the arms to the side. And see if you can expand a little bit more the chest. Imagine that you want to touch the front and the back of your room. One more breath. On the next inhale, lengthening the right leg up. And exhale, reverse the triangle. Open the whole right side of the body. Inhaling, coming back to the center. Reach with the right hand towards the front. And then once you can't anymore, exhaling and opening for a Vibhuti to Trikonasana, big triangle. If you feel any pain onto your right knee, you can always give a little bend. Or maybe take that block or a chair and use yourself a little bit more support to have a little bit more space. Trying to still keep lengthening the left hand out towards the sky. Feel how the sides of the body are working. One more breath. And gently exhaling, looking down, inhaling, pressing to come all the way back up to the center. And exhale, reverse the triangle. Inhaling center. From here, bend the right knee. You choose if you bring the right elbow to the knee, or maybe you want to bring the right hand down to the mat or to a block, and reaching with the left hand towards the front. Give yourself a little bit more space. Make sure that your right knee is not falling in or out, really above your ankle. Try to turn the left palm towards your face. One more breath. On the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center, and exhale, reverse the triangle. Inhaling center, a little bit further push, bend the right knee. You choose if you stay here with the elbow onto the knee, or maybe give a little extra impulse. You can use the block, and pass yourself up to the front, opening for a half moon. In this half moon, trying to open the left hip, keep pressing with the left heel out. If you feel any pain onto the right knee, you can always give it a little bend. One more breath. And all together with control. If you're up, slowly lower the left foot as far back as possible. All inhaling, coming back to the center. And closing the right toes to look towards the left toes. If you need, adjust yourself. From here, bring the hands to your hips. Rotate the shoulders, open the chest. And exhaling, fall forward for Prasarita Padottanasana. Maybe some of you need to bring the hands down to the mat, or maybe even bend the knees. If you feel that's too much for your hips, always support your body. See if you can lengthen the distance between the seat bones and the crown of the head. And all together, inhaling, bringing the hands back to the hips, press the hips away from the crown of the head. On your next inhale, coming back to the center and opening the toes towards the outside corners of the mat, bend the knees. Make sure that your knees are not falling in or out, really staying stable, tuck your tailbone, and bringing the arms into a 90-degree angle. You choose how far down you go, how it's comfortable for you. One more deep inhale. And a little bit deeper down, exhale. One more breath. And a little bit further down. From here, inhale, lengthen your legs. Reach with your arms towards the outside corners of the room. And then here, see if you can lift your heels off the mat. Just a tiny bit, if that's possible. Make sure that you try to lengthen your knees, that your kneecaps are engaged. Reaching, one more breath. And with control, slowly lower the heels down. From here, close the left toes, open the right toes to the front, bend the right knee. Staying in this warrior two. Inhaling deep. And exhale a little bit further down. One more. And a little bit further down. All together, take a deep inhale. And exhaling, rolling the hands down to the mat. Close the left hip. Keep the left foot parallel. From here, ground the left hand, reaching with the right hand up for a twisted lunge. And make sure that you don't collapse into your spine, that you length from the crown of the head all the way towards the front. One more breath. And slowly lower the right hand down. Inhaling, stepping back to a plank. And exhaling, lower the knees, lower the chest, lower the chin. Bring the hands in front of you into a spiral position. If you feel it's too easy for you, you can always bring them closer towards your shoulders. You're going to inhale, press with the feet down, engage your glutes, lengthen the spine up. And exhaling with control, slowly fall forward. Two more times, inhaling, lifting up. And slowly folding forward. One last time, inhaling, coming up. Make sure that your shoulder blades are all the way down the back. Exhaling down. You can bring the hands underneath the shoulders, pressing back, giving yourself a little moment of rest. Allowing to a little child pose. Maybe you want to keep the hands to the front. Maybe you want to bring the hands next to your heels. Whatever feels more comfortable for you. And slowly bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Gently coming back to the center. Tuck your toes and gently bringing this downward facing dog, preparing to go all the way to the other side. So on your next inhale, step the left foot between the hands. You're going to lower your right heel down parallel to the short side of the mat. Rotating the arms, building up this warrior two. In this warrior two, expanding up our chest. Imagine you want to touch both sides of the room and controlling that the left knee is still pointing towards the front direction to your toes. One more breath. On the next inhale, lengthening all the way the front leg. And exhaling, reverse the triangle. Don't press onto the back knee. See if you can reach a little bit further. Inhaling back to the center. Lengthening with the left hand to the front. And exhaling, opening for Theta Trikonasana. Trying to keep the shoulders one above the other. If you have any pain onto the left knee, you can give it a little bend. Maybe use a block under your hand. One more breath. On the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center. And exhale, reverse the triangle. Going further, inhale, center. Bend the left knee and you choose if you bring the left elbow to the knee. Maybe you want to bring the left hand down to a block or the mat. Reaching with the right hand to the front. And trying to create one long line from the back heel to always the right fingers. Try to engage your abdomen even further. One more breath. On the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center. Exhaling, reverse the triangle. Inhaling, center, your choice. Maybe bend and keep yourself a little bit higher like before. Or maybe give yourself a little hop. Bring the left hand to the front, opening for a half moon here. Half moon, try not to let your right foot fall out. Keep it in line with your upper body, your spine. One more breath. And all together with control. If you are up high, slowly bend the left knee, lower the right foot as far back as possible. Inhaling, lifting up. And exhale, reverse the triangle. Inhaling, center, closing the left toes to look towards the right toes. If you need, adjust yourself. This time we're going to bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, and then rotate the shoulders, press the elbows further, and exhaling, fold forward for a deeper prasarita. Now here some of you might want to gently give a little wiggle. If you wiggle, always take it easy. Be safe with your body. One more breath. And slowly inhale, coming all the way back up to the center. Opening the toes towards the outside corners of the mat. Bend the knees. And again, don't let the knees fall in. Try to expand further the front of the body. Bringing the arms into a 90-degree angle, into this goddess position. And imagine that you want to print the back onto the back wall. One more breath. On the next inhale, lengthening the legs up. Reach with your arms towards the upper corners of the room and see if you can lift your heels. And here try not to curve and arch your back. You want to really grab together your rib cage, your abdomen, and expand from the center of the body. One more breath. And with control, slowly lower the heels down. Gently closing the right toes, open the left toes to the front, and from here bending the left knee, staying here in this warrior two. The last expansion here, see if you can press even further. And with control, inhaling and rotating the hands down to the mat, close the right hip, staying onto the right toes, inhaling, lifting the left hand up, and give yourself this little twist, feel your core, your spine, keeping the left hand above your shoulder. One more breath. And slowly lower the left hand down, inhaling, stepping back to plank. And exhaling, lower the knees, lower the chest, lower the chin. If you want to go further, keep the hands underneath the shoulders. Maybe you want to walk them a little bit more to the front. And all together, inhaling, lifting up. And exhaling, slowly roll the spine down. 2 more times. Inhaling, rolling up. And exhaling, slowly rolling down. One last time. Inhaling, coming up. And exhaling, slowly down. From here, bring the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck your toes. Inhaling back. And exhaling, downwards facing dog. Take a moment here. If anyone needs to have a child pose, you could always have a child pose. Some might enjoy to give yourself a little bit more wiggle, to bend a little bit more one knee, to bend the other. And slowly preparing to go for this sequence, but in a faster pace. So we're going to do everything with 1 count. Now for that, you can choose to do it a little bit slower if you want. You can always skip a posture if that helps you a little bit further. So getting ready to start, all together. Inhaling, stepping the right foot between the hands, left heel goes down to the mat. Inhaling, opening this warrior two, keeping the right knee above the ankle. Inhaling, lengthening the right leg. And exhaling, reverse the triangle. Inhale back to the center, connect to your breath, reach towards the front. And exhaling, opening for triangle. Directly we come up, inhaling center. And exhale, reverse, feel all this work to the sides of the body. Inhale, center, bend the right knee, you choose maybe elbow or hand down to the mat, reaching with the left hand front. Inhaling, coming back to the center, see if you can keep the movement flowing. Exhaling, reverse back. Inhaling, center, bend the right knee, maybe hand on elbow, or maybe give yourself a little hop coming into this half moon. Very gently bend the right knee, lower the left heel as far back as possible. Inhaling, center, closing the right toes to look towards the left, bring the hands to your hips, rotating the shoulders to open up the chest. And exhaling, fold forward for Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhaling, lengthening all the way up. We never stop. Now opening the toes towards the outside corners of the mat. We're going to bend the knees. Inhaling for this big goddess position. And on the exhale, see if you can sink a little bit deeper down. Inhaling, reach with the arms towards the outside corners. Lift your heels. And slowly lower the heels down, close the left toes, open the right toes to the front, bend the right knee, staying here in this warrior two. And exhaling, rolling the hands down to the mat, close your left hip, the left hand stays down, inhaling the right fingers up towards the sky. And exhaling, bring the right hand down, inhale, stepping back to a plank. And exhaling, lower the knees, lower the chest and the chin. Rolling the shoulders, this time a little change, lengthening the crown of the head. And going back to our low cobra, maybe you want to lift your legs, maybe you want to also lift your hands, but make sure that your glutes are engaged, that your core is engaged, the belly in. And slowly lower down, tug your toes, inhaling, pressing back, and exhaling, downward facing dog. Taking one deep breath between our sides. And a big exhale. And going to our left. Inhaling, stepping the left foot between the hands. Lower the right heel down parallel to the short side of the mat. Rotating the arms, building this warrior two. On your next inhale, lengthening the left. Exhale, reverse the triangle. Inhaling, center. And reaching to the front. Exhaling, Utthita Trikonasana. Inhaling, coming all the way back up. And exhale, reversing out. Inhale, center, bend the right knee, maybe elbow or knee, or hand to the mat, reaching with the right hand up. Inhaling, coming back to the center, press with the left leg. And exhale, reverse the triangle. Inhaling, center, maybe one more time, elbow to the knee or hand down, or maybe give yourself a little hop, coming into a half moon. With control, gently lower the right foot down, inhaling, coming up, exhale, reverse the triangle. Inhaling center, close the left toes to look towards the right toes. This time the hands in place behind the back, rotate the shoulders, open up the chest, and exhaling, fold forward. Taking one deep inhale, and one deep exhale. Inhaling, coming all the way back up to the center. Open the toes towards the outside corners of the mat. Bend your knees. Bring the arms into a goddess position. Space to your chest. Lengthening the legs. Reach the arms towards the outside corners. Lifting your heels. And with control, lower the heels down. We're going to close the right toes. Open the left toes to the front. And bending the knee for a warrior two if you need to expand a little bit more. One more. And rotate the hands down to the mat, close your hips, this time the right hand stays down, and reaching with the left fingers up towards the sky, give yourself a gentle twist, and with control, lower the left hand down, inhale, stepping back to a plank, and exhale, lower the knees, lower the chest, lower the chin, untug your toes, rotate the shoulders, inhaling up, and staying here, maybe you want to lift your hands, maybe you want to lift your legs. If you feel that your shoulders are collapsing, I will recommend to take it a little bit easier and slowly melting down from here. Keep your legs down, inhaling, pressing back, and exhaling, take a moment in this child pose. Observe how is your breath, what has changed into your body. If you need, maybe you let your arms rest next to your hips. One last time. And slowly bring the hands underneath the shoulders, coming onto our last little sequence of balance and core power. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck your toes, and gently press into downward facing dog. Directly from here, inhaling, rolling up the spine, finding all this journey towards a high plank. And exhaling, slowly bring the sit bones back onto a downward facing dog. Inhaling, pressing up, rolling the spine, coming into this high plank. And exhaling, slowly press the sit bones back. One last time, rolling the spine, coming back to the center. And exhaling, press the sit bones back. Inhaling, we're going to step the right foot between the hands, staying in this high lunge. Bring the hands in front of the heart. Lift your chest into a big diagonal. And from here, switch the weight towards the front. And see if you can bring the left heel up into a warrior three. If you can, maybe lengthening all the way with the right knee. If you feel any pain, always give it a little bend. Maybe you want to open the arms to the side. Or if that's too much for someone, you can always bring the hands down to the mat and give yourself a little bit more support. Wherever you are, one more breath. And if you are floating up, slowly lower the hands down to the mat, lower the left foot back, inhaling, stepping back to a plank, and exhaling, lower chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog, and exhaling, downward facing dog. Coming back to our wheels here, rounding our spine. Inhaling, rolling up, coming into a high plank. And exhaling, pressing the sit bones back into a downward facing dog. One more. Inhaling, rolling the spine. Feel the journey. And exhaling, coming back to downward dog. One last. Inhaling, roll the spine. And exhaling, pressing back. From here, directly step the left foot between the hands, keeping the right knee up. Bring the hands in front of the heart. Rotate the shoulders away. Give space to a big diagonal. And if you can, give yourself a little swing to the front, maybe lifting the right heel up. If you want, lengthening all the way the left knee. If that's too much, give it a little bend. Perhaps you want to open the arms to the side. One more breath. And slowly lower the hands down to the mat. Lower the right toes down. Inhale, stepping back to a plank. And exhaling, lower chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. With control, lower the knees down to the mat, cross your legs or swing your legs, and gently passing on to a seated posture. From here, if you have a block, always check if your lower back hurts. If you feel that you're rounding or that you're falling backwards, I would recommend to grab that block and place it underneath your sit bone so that you have a little bit more space. If your knees hurt, you always can give a little bend to have a little bit more space. Reaching with the arms up high and exhaling, slowly fold forward. Maybe you can grab your toes, maybe you need to grab your ankles or your shins. Whatever is good for you, it's more important to reach and lengthen the lower back than to wrap ourselves and press ourselves down. So one more breath here. On your next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center, bring the hands down to the side of the body. If you have a block, slowly move it to the side. We're going to bring the hands behind us about 20 centimeters. If you don't know where that distance is, one hand onto your hip and gently lower the elbow down and just trying to swap the hand for the elbow. And doing the same to the other side. Legs together. If you feel that this is too much, you can always bend the knees, hip distance apart. Now from here, inhaling, reaching up high, all together, and try to keep the chin towards your chest. You want to reach all the way up high. Really notice how your hips come up. See if you can open your collarbones. One more breath. And slowly, gently lower down. Directly coming to the center. Bend the right knee. Lower the right knee to the side. If anyone has pain under the knee, you can always bring a little block or a little pillow to have a little bit more support. And then from here, reaching the arms up high first. And exhaling, rotating from the center of the core. Bring the left hand towards the right knee, the right hand back. Important here, don't let yourself fall backwards. See if you can reach from the sit bones, lengthen the spine, and rotating, opening the shoulders. The left foot is still flexed, pressing towards the front. One more breath. And on the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center, reach the arms up high. And exhaling, fold forward for Jan Shushasana, the same thing. Maybe you want to bend a little bit your left knee if you have any struggle. Or perhaps you can grab your foot, maybe your ankle. Some maybe might want to give a little hug underneath the knee. Wherever you are, it's your practice, it's your moment. On the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center, bringing the right hand back one more time, about 20 centimeters behind, and opening the hips, expanding your chest, expanding your belly. One more breath here. And slowly with control, lowering the hips down, and gently help you to close the right knee. Bring the right knee down, give yourself a little shake onto the legs. We're going to go to the other side. We're going to bring the left knee up, lower the left knee down. And it's normal that you feel that there is a difference between one side and the other. If that's the case, give yourself a little support with an extra pillow or block. Directly here, lengthening the arms up high. And exhaling from the center of the body, twisting up high and bring the right hand towards the left knee, the left hand back. Rotate the shoulders, and exhaling, squeeze the navel in, look a little bit further back. One more breath. And going a little bit further back. On the next inhale, coming all the way back up towards the center, squaring our shoulders, lifting the arms, and exhaling, fold forward. And again, maybe one side feels more flexible, maybe one side feels a little bit more stuck. So if that's the case, Bend a little bit your knee, give yourself a little bit more ease. Lengthening the shoulders, down the back. On the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center. And slowly bring the left hand behind. If you have a prop underneath your knee, move it to the side. I'm gonna help our hips to bring up and give yourself a big stretch, a little wild thing here. Notice your breath, your neck, and gently lowering the hips down, closing ourselves, bringing the left in the center, and lengthening the left foot out, now squeezing the legs towards each other, reaching the arms parallel to the legs, taking a deep inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhaling slowly with control, roll, tuck the tailbone, and bring the lower back down to the mat. Taking a deep inhale here, and on the exhale, see if you can roll the shoulders further, keep control. Inhaling from the fingertips, reaching up high, only engaging our core, and directly exhaling, slowly rolling down until the lower back touches the mat. Stay here for one deep breath, and big exhale out. Check that your neck doesn't have pain or tension. Inhaling, reaching up, the last push. And exhaling slowly, releasing and lowering down. Taking a deep in here. And exhaling, lowering the whole body down to the mat. Bend the knees. Bring the knees towards your chest. Give them a little hug. And slowly swinging side to side. Give yourself a little bit more space. And from here, lowering the feet behind the sit bones, hip distance apart. Use your hands to press down towards the mat. Maybe you can kind of hover the heels to find your direction. And gently pressing the feet and palms, lifting the hips up high. Make sure that you don't move your neck. Your nose is pointing towards the sky. If you feel that this low bridge is very easy, maybe you want to interlace your fingers and walk the shoulders a little bit further underneath your back. Taking one deep inhale and exhale. And see if you can still engage a little bit more, pressing your feet deeper down. And slowly release your hands and gently lower the hips down towards the mat. We're going to bring the knees towards the chest. You can choose to keep the knees together, or some people may feel that they want to go further, crossing the right knee over the left, taking hold of our knees with the left hand and slowly let them drop towards the left side. Now, if you feel that your right shoulder is lifting too much of the mat, you could always take a block and place the block underneath your knees or maybe a pillow. That's going to help you to let the upper back soften and release. Notice your breath, if there is any change. And slowly bring the hand underneath your knees and gently help the knees to come back to the center, unraveling the right leg. And taking a moment here to square your hips. Maybe you want to bring the knees back to the chest, give a little hug. And preparing to go to the other side. We're going to cross the left knee over the right. And maybe you want to take your knees a little bit further, lowering down to the mat. If you have the need, placing a block underneath the knee so that your left shoulder can really relax onto the ground. allowing your rib cage to soften, to let go. And with control, helping the knees to come back to the center. And our last bit here, unravel your legs, give yourself a little hug. All together, taking a deep inhale through the nose. And exhaling, squeezing the nose towards your knees and blow the air out. Inhaling, relax your neck. And exhaling, squeezing one more time. Make yourself a little ball. One last time, opening up. And exhaling, squeezing out. Very gentle. Lower the feet down to the mat. Lengthen the legs. And give space between your inner thighs. Allow your arms to relax down the leg. Give space between your armpits. Close your eyes and take a moment to feel your body. Feel any sensations that perhaps have changed through the practice. Notice the rhythm of your breath, if it's fast, if it's slow. See if you can soften your toes, relax your ankles, your feet. Relaxing your calves, your lower leg, your knees. And feel how your thighs relax, the back of the legs. The front of the hips, and the back of the hips, your glutes. Allow your abdomen to completely release. Notice the space of the lower back. The middle back, perhaps sinking deeper into the mat. And the upper back, the space between your shoulders, your shoulder blades. Softening your rib cage, your collarbones. Relaxing deeper your arms, relax your elbows, your wrists, your hands. Feel your neck, the weight of your head onto the ground. Softening your forehead, the space around your eyes. Your cheeks, your lips. Maybe you want to stay here for a little bit longer. I invite you to take as long as you need to relax. If you have to keep going with your day, perhaps giving a little movement to your hands and to your feet. You might want to stay soft, or maybe you want to give a little stretch, maybe a big yawn to wake up the body. And slowly bring yourself towards one side, the one that feels more comfortable for you. And helping yourself to come back to sit. When you find your seat, making sure that you're comfortable, maybe placing a block underneath or a pillow. And allow your shoulders to rest, to relax. Notice the length of your spine. If there is anything that changed from the beginning to now. All together, bringing one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Feel the warmth of your hands. Give yourself a big smile for waking up your body, for taking time to practice. And all together, taking a deep inhale through the nose. And a big exhale through the mouth. And 2 more times, inhaling deep. Exhale out. And 1 last time, inhale deep. And exhale out. Thank yourself. Show gratitude for your body. And I thank you all for joining. I wish you a wonderful week. Stay safe and strong. And hope to see you soon. Namaste.